Hey guys, today we're going to be learning about the volume of rectangular and triangular prisms. You should have a copy of this that I gave you in class last week. If not, you can print a copy from Google Classroom to write so you don't have to draw all these figures, okay? So the first thing we want to start with is a little vocabulary. So volume is the number of cubic units. Notice that's cubic, that means units to the third power needed to fill a given space. So if you were to pour something inside these three-dimensional objects, what would fill up the inside is when we're talking about volume. Now, rectangular and triangular prisms look like this. So this is a rectangular prism. This is a triangular prism. This is a triangular prism. So a rectangular prism has 6 faces, and they are all rectangles. We're talking about faces, like if you were to pick up this object and touch each face. 1, 2, the bottom would be 3, this other side would be 4, and then the ends 5, 6. There would be 6 faces all around. Okay, and then a triangular prism is going to have 2 faces that are triangles. So like here and here there are 2 triangles. Here and here there are 2 triangles. And it will have 3 sides that are rectangles. So here 1, 2, 3 rectangular sides. Here 1, 2, 3 rectangular sides. Okay, so we're looking at triangular and rectangular prisms, and today we're concerned with the volume of them. Okay, so the formula for the volume of a prism is the area of its base times the height. So this capital B is going to equal area of the base, and this H in the formula equals height of the prism. So let's look at identifying these parts in these examples. So whenever you have a triangular prism, the base is always a triangle, even if it's not on the bottom, because we can't calculate it any other way. So here, even though this isn't sitting on the triangle, if you tipped it up, it would be. The triangle is going to be the base, so the shaded parts. You would find the area of this triangle, and then going from the base to the other top, this is the height. Okay, so the area of the base times the height. This one, it's actually sitting on the triangle, so the triangle's on the bottom here, that's the base, and then coming up from the triangle, that's the height. Okay, any of those could be used for the height. Here in the rectangular prism, this bottom part is the base, and then this would be the height. If you tipped it on its side, you could make this the base and this the height. It doesn't matter as long as the height is perpendicular to the base, so they make like a right angle. Okay, so that's kind of just getting our bearings with these, and now we're going to try some examples so we can dive in and see how it works. I can move the paper. All right, so for our first example here, we're going to find the volume, and we're breaking it up. So we're starting with the area of the base. So I'm going to use this rectangle here as the base. And remember, the area of a rectangle is just length times width. So my length is 15, and my width is 10. And 15 times 10 equals 150. So my area of the base is 150. And then from this shaded base area, I want to go perpendicular. So this here is the height. And if I look around, this is also the height. This is also the height, and this one is labeled 11 inches. So my height is 11. Okay, and then remember my formula for volume is area of the base times height. So my volume is going to be area of the base, 150, times height, which we said was 11. And when I multiply those together, I get 1,650. And then it was all given in inches, and we're going to do cubic inches. Remember, area was in squared units. This is in cubed units, or units to the third power. Okay, because we multiplied inches by inches here, area is in inches squared. So this is inches squared, and then the height was in inches. So when I multiply inches squared times inches, I add those exponents and I get 3 altogether. Okay, so my next one, I'm going to choose this bottom as the base. Okay, and these dimensions that are here also apply here. So if this is 2 inches, so is this. And if this is 4 inches, then so is this. So that means that my base is 2 times 4, or 8 inches squared, area of the base. And then the height is going to be this perpendicular distance here. Here it's labeled as 9 inches. Remember, my formula for volume is area of the base times the height. So my area is 8 inches squared. I'm going to multiply that by the height, which is 9 inches. 8 times 9 is 72. And then inches squared times inches would be inches cubed. Alright. Now here we have a triangular base. So either one of these triangles can be used. This one or this one. Remember, the formula for the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base of my triangle is 8. The height, perpendicular here, is 4. And divide that by 2. 8 times 4 divided by 2 is 16. So the area of my base is 16 inches squared. And then remember, the height is going to be perpendicular to that base. So these lengths are my height. And here it's labeled 15. So 15 inches. And then I plug it into my volume formula. Volume equals area of the base, which was 16 inches squared, times the height of the prism, which was 15 inches. And then 16 times 15 is 240 inches cubed. Make sure you cube your units. All right. So we've got 3 more. I can count, I promise. All right, 3 more examples. So here, notice that it's a triangular prism because it has triangles. And remember, we said the triangle always has to be the base. So even though it is sitting here in this picture, we're going to use the triangle as the base. You could think of just tipping this up so that it's sitting up on the triangle. So remember, the area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. So the base of this triangle is 9. The height of this triangle is 4. 9 times 4 divided by 2 is 18. So our base is 18 inches squared. And then the height of the prism has to be perpendicular to the base. So if you thought about this sitting up, the triangle's on the bottom, this here is the height. Okay, any of those lengths here. So 14 inches here. So when I plug it into my volume formula, area of the base times height, the area of the base is 18 inches squared. The height is 14 inches. When I multiply those together, I get 252 inches cubed. Alright, here's another triangular prism. Again, I'm going to choose the triangle as the base, even though it's not sitting on it in this particular view. Remember, it's base times height divided by 2 for the area of the triangle. And this is already perpendicular, so my base is 10. My height is 24 divided by 2. That will give me 120 inches squared. And then the height of the prism has to be perpendicular to the base. So if this is the base, then the height is this here. One of those. Okay, so 17 inches for my height. And I plug it into my volume formula. Volume equals area of the base, which is 120 inches squared, times the height of the prism, 17 inches. Okay, so 120 times 17 is 2,040 inches cubed. Alright, if you're getting the hang of this, try this last one on your own. Pause the video. Okay, remember we are keeping the triangle as the base. Okay, base times height divided by 2 is how we find the area of a triangle. The base here is 12 and the height is 16. So 12 times 16 divided by 2 is 96. So our area of our triangle there is 96 inches squared. And then we need to go perpendicular to that triangle. So this distance here is what we're looking at for our height. And we see it's labeled 7 inches there. So plug it into your volume formula. Area of the base is 96 inches squared. Height is 7 inches. Multiply those together and you get 672 cubic inches. Alright, so hopefully that gave you a better idea how to do these. Go ahead and do your practice slides and let me know if you have any questions.